from the SoCal Sports Complex in Oceanside, California, northern San Diego County. This is the CYSA South State National Cup, featuring the Simi Valley Eclipse and the FC Heat. This is round 2 of the boys 16 category. Let's get the lineups for both teams. First, for the Simi Valley Eclipse, the keeper is Ryan McCray. Number 2 is Jose Ramos. 5, Miguel Ramos. 6, Dustin Pineda. 7, Jacob Cox. 8, Victor Sanchez. 9 is Angel Perez. 10, Alexis Garcia. 11, Eric Neubauer Vickers. 12, Nestor Lopez. 14, Jonathan Jaso. 15, Marcus Matthews. 19, Jose Sanchez. 20, Peter Rosan Fontan. 27, Jake Galbo. And 32, Christian Esparza. The head coach is Nathan Matthews, and the team administrator is Barb Russo. Now let's get the lineup for the FC Heat as the captains for both teams shake each other's hands, and the coin is being flipped by the center ref and the 2 linesmen. At midfield, number 2 will be Joshua Cardoza. 3, Dakev Carcamo. Defender. 4, Fernando Segura. Defender. 6, Edgar Mejia. Midfielder. 7, stopper Omar Rodriguez. 8, midfielder Tyler Foster. 10, forward. And we are underway for all of you who are sailors past and present. So you got to shift colors now. Going from left to right on your video is the Simi Valley Eclipse, and right to left is the FC Heat. Number 11 is Eric Cavatillo. Number 12, Osil Toledo, midfielder. 14, Juan Lopez Aguiar, outside mid. The keeper is Fernando Cortez. 16, defender Daniel Zinn. 17, midfielder Hugo Cerda. 18, defender David Linares. 20, attacking mid or forward Eric Torres. And coaches are Jose Valle and Arturo Valle. They are both the coaches, and manager Deborah Cavatillo is the team administrator as well as manager. So, on the soccer ball now, the FC Heat. Cardoza sending the ball forward now into the corner, and that's Segura. And Segura had that ball sent out of play by the Eclipse, and it's going to be a corner, the first corner of the match. FC Heat comes into this match ranked 13th on the GOT Soccer website. The service, and it's knocked away. Nicely done there by Cortez. Or rather, McCray knocking it away, and now it comes over to McCray, and McCray will set things up for his team. Out of the West Los Angeles area, western part of the Los Angeles area, quite a ways, like you're trying to go out towards Santa Barbara. And now in the back, FC Heat collecting. Greg G.K. Porter, happy to be with you on this day up here where we got a little bit of breeze coming at us from the back side, the near side of your screen to the far side. In a brand new complex. It's been around only since November, so it's probably one of the most newest complexes of the entire country. Dustin Pineda has service, and McCray is able to make the save. Pineda, a nice run on the wide, and he got an accurate shot. And McCray able to make the save, though. But you want to keep those keepers in a match working. Now back the Eclipse, and it's knocked away from the keeper there, Cortez, and it goes out of play at the last moment. Knocked away, fortunately, for FC Heat. 0-0 your score. State National Cup 2015. Langevin Productions, a service, a left-footed outswinger this time, and it is sent away out of that 18-yard box. It is boys under 16 match. Hopefully you're enjoying it so far with your beverage and your snack, or maybe one of each, or neither, for that matter. Either way, we will keep you entertained as that ball goes harmlessly over to Cortez. Cortez sends it for the FC Heat. Up forward, trying to get a striker to run onto it, could not, as the air attack sends the ball across midfield for Eclipse. But it's sent right back to their defensive third, where they have to work out of their defensive third, and they're able to do so for the moment. But now running onto it there was Fontan, and they send it into the attacking third again, the Heat. But up forward now, and they got a player who's free, and it is knocked away by Cortez at the last moment. Oh, what a play by Cortez, because they had a player who was free that time, but Cortez, alertly enough, getting off his line and getting over to the soccer ball and knocking it away. FC Heat now out of their own defensive third, send that ball forward out to the wide now for the attack, and it is off a Eclipse player. It'll be a corner. So quick action on the transition as the FC Heat want to attack after the player that was free that time, and a golden opportunity to put one in back of the net. Peter, Rosan, Fontan. Fontan, a bending ball up in the air, and it is knocked away by Eclipse. And past the goal line, should be another corner. No, it won't be, as the Eclipse, recognizing that, it was lastly touched off of a Heat player. So here's Ryan McCray. McCray all decked out in orange there, up against that backdrop of the area that was cleared away here to make these 24 fields. Cal South's newest possession, prize possession that is. And this time here in the San Diego County area. And this is something that has been worked on for a while here in the San Diego County area, as to where they would be able to have a series of soccer fields all strung together and on a plot of land, some acres, and they finally found, the powers that be, an area where it would work out. Ball knocked out of play, that time on the near side by Fontaine, and it'll be a throw-in. The Eclipse in this 0-0 match. First half action, 40-minute halves, if you did not know. The throw-in, Sanchez is taken away by the FC Heat. Montan, remember he had the corner kick most recently. And on the near side, falling down, the FC Heat player, as he was stride for stride with the Eclipse player. And the Eclipse will throw it in as he touched it out last. Fontan cannot control it on the near side. Eclipse, possession, but now taken away by the blue and white, and they send that ball up forward, trying to run onto it. And the wide side. And falling down, and that ball is lastly touched out by number 11 there, Eric Cabatillo. Well, Cabatillo was hustling, though, into space. He was trying to make something out of that ball, that early ball sent into the corner, right flank. Now, up the left flank, Eclipse, Simi Valley, and a little bit of a heavy touch, and they'll throw in now for the FC Heat in their own defensive half. See what they do with it this time. And they want to go down the left flank with the attack, and an early ball that just could not quite get number 10, Jimmy Fernandez, to run onto it. Just a little bit too much pace on that soccer ball that time. But not a bad service that time. Here's Segura. They drop it back to Serta. Serta goes out wide. He was looking for Cabatillo. And that ball is out of play as they could not arrange the passing game on that wide side. And so Simi Valley out of their own defensive half. We'll see what they can do with it. Simi Valley last played in the tournament over in Dallas, and the Dallas Pepper tournament, and they couldn't get out of bracket play, but they are a team that's ranked 23rd on the GOT soccer rankings, as they have that soccer ball now on the left flank. Into the box now, trying to put more pressure, or near the box. They almost got there, but FC Heat able to keep them out of it. But they're still on a soccer ball now. Here's Galbo. He sends an early ball, and a save is made. And his striker trying to do whatever he could to get to that soccer ball. He pushed the player down in his haste. He's lucky he didn't get a foul on that one. Cortez getting it going again for his team, the FC Heat. And under a lot of duress that time was Cardoza, but they were able to get that ball going up forward, but intercepted by the back line. And the FC Heat now still trying to keep possession going. But they had to send it back, and they get it going up forward again. Here's Fernandez. Fernandez shielded off from the soccer ball, and he tries to work the shoulder to get back to it, and he couldn't do it. But they still have it, his teammates, with Serta. Finds an outlet, and now the ball sent into the box by Mejia, and it's up in the air, and a save is made by McCrae. Not a bad service that time as they try to work a big play over the top to get it by McCrae. Not that time. FC Heat have had the lion's share of the touches in this match so far. Still in the early going. Eclipse showing his ball skills that time was Perez. Galbo. Fontan. No, that's actually Vickers. Eric Neubauer Vickers. A shot, and it just missed wide of frame. 0-0 your score on a shot by Hugo Serta. Riding high. Not able to get one on the net. McCrae deciding which way he wants to go with the soccer ball. And he's going to go down the left side. Out of play. Simi Valley. Perez. Perez again. Matthews. Marcus. sends a nice ball, but that ball is intercepted. Matthews gets a touch onto it again. Now his teammate tried to go wide, but it was intercepted. Nicely done that time by Fernandez off the carom. Matthews gets it again. Here's Toledo. Look for somebody in the space. He has him. And they send that ball over the top, but too much pace on it that time. So no problem for Cortez. Cortez way off the line at the top of the box. And the last one. A deep back. Cavatillo. And the foul is going to work against the blue and white with the numbers on their white shorts. A lot of teams don't have that on their shorts. It'd be nice for us announcer guys for that to be the case all the time. Eclipse attacking third. Esther Lopez sending one down that left flank and into the box. It had to be cleared quickly. So nice play by Nestor Lopez. Very accurate that time. Simi Valley with the throw-in. Trying to corral it there was Jacob Cox, but he had a tough play as that ball was sent up high on him, and he couldn't control it. Cortez gets a lot of air underneath that ball and off the header all the way forward in the attacking third. Nice play. The service, and it is intercepted. It turns out to be a shot right there on the keeper, and the save is made by McCray. McCray cutting that angle off. He did not want it to go over his head, and for a chance, the striker on the backside to put it in the back of the net. Back with it are the FC Heat. Working hard as Cardoza through traffic. He has his teammate up forward. It's blocked. And it's still at the top of the box, but Eclipse being strong at the top, sending it up forward. But in their defensive half, it still rains. And retreating back to get it there is Sanchez. Sanchez on the near side. Sanchez finding his teammate as an outlet, but then he tried to go back to Sanchez, and that didn't work out. So now, golden opportunity right outside the 18-yard box for the FC Heat, as you see there. Number 6, Edgar Mejia, the midfielder. Eric Torres, and Torres throws it in, and it's knocked past the goal line, but it was knocked past by the FC Heat. So a goal kick in this 0-0 match up here north of the 78 freeway and south of the 76 in Oceanside, California. Escondido, quite a bit inland from here, where FC Heat come from. The header sent forward by Eclipse. Eclipse of Simi Valley trying to continue on, but they can't, as it was nicely done by Eric Torres. Torres is bending ball, is intercepted there. He's sitting at the center of the box, and a couple players there for Simi Valley. But running onto it there was Fernandez. Fernandez finding Serta. They have a player in the box, but it's tipped away, and then going after it again nicely was Toledo. However, they still have it. Cardoza goes out wide, finds the outlet towards the interior now, and trying to continue on that time was Serta, and he was bumped, and it's going to turn out to be no harm, no foul, and it will be a goal kick. Serta putting pressure, though, on the defender. You want to do that. You've seen him do that throughout this match in that area. And he's continuing to try to find the space to get free. and try to put one back behind McCray. But it is still 0-0. A good little bit of pressure in the last few minutes by FC Heat. And now the Eclipse have to find the rhythm to get going back upfield again. The throw in by Zinn, Daniel Zinn. And not able to control it that time was Cabatillo. And Eric had the defender on his back, and he just could not grab it with his cleat and get going up forward. So they got to play a transition across the mouth of the goal, and it does not go in the back of the net. But Eclipse quickly on the keeper, Fernando Cortez. And Cortez committed himself and nearly gave up the goal. And the deep back, Torres. Near side. And Torres, who plays up forward, wants to bring that ball up and does so nicely, but they dispossess a player there in the central, and back they are. The Eclipse with it now is Cox, but they were offside. Torres. Serta. Nice passing. Ordoza. The quick flick on towards the wide side now. The chip in the box there, and just couldn't get it was Cardoza. He went right by that soccer ball. So they'll try it again as they have possession again. And the pass was too strong that time. You have to be careful, especially if you have the high line, because you're going to have that breakout player. Torres not able to get to it. However, there in the central was Serta, and his pass was intercepted. In the Eclipse, they like that transition game, and Cortez able to send that ball upfield. Here's Torres. Sends a long ball, but a little bit too hasty on it that time. He had Segura, but Segura was quite a bit away from the soccer ball, and he might have wanted to take a few more dribbles and then try to find Segura on the low side on that last sequence. But these are young players, still gaining their prowess in the sport as they move up a peg every year, and obviously have done very, very well to be in this tournament, especially in round two as it goes past the goal. Fernando Cortez will get it going in this 0-0 match. And coming out of the match now is number 19 from Simi Valley, and that's Jose Sanchez. And Sanchez will get a breather, and his teammate will come in. Wind still blowing pretty good here. Player that came in was Jonathan Jaso, number 14. Ball sent on the long. Out towards the left flank of the attack for Simi Valley. And the ball is knocked past the goal line by defenders. And so it's going to be a corner kick. Going to take it is Miguel Ramos, that is. Miguel Ramos will take the CK. And the little bit of an outswinger, but not much. Boy, that was right on net. And Cortez had to get up high to protect the near post that time. Didn't have a defender to help him there. He had to just go up high and make the play. Sometimes that's the way it is as a keeper. You are one in the back making sure that things are going to go in the defensive way you want them to go. Where your defenders and midfielders helping out. As a keeper, the ball is out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in right outside the 18-yard box. It's the FC Heat on the attack again in this 0-0 match. There'll be a substitution as number 4 coming out is Fernando Segura to get a breather. David Carcamo is into the match. Both defenders. So a little bit of fresh play in the back. The FC Heat. Cabatillo wanted to make a play, could not, as they shielded him away from the soccer ball. The one with the geometric designs of the world's most famous sport, football. In most countries, soccer in this one, because we got another sport called football. And they're doing that draft thing. Ball sent up forward to midfield. And at center circle for Simi Valley Eclipse. Keep it going in the direction they want to, but intercepted. Nicely done that time by Torres. Torres, who likes to drop back and help out, and that shot goes to keeper Cortez, but it was partially deflected that time, and Cortez, or rather Torres, doing a fine job in helping out Cortez on that play. Eclipse going to get the attack going again as they started from midfield. Rodriguez, his shot up and high, and he tried to get his teammate that time to try to head that ball into the back of the net, and didn't quite happen as it was just in front of him. Cortez making the save. Angel Perez on a bid that time to put it in the back of the net. Just missed it. McCray sends it forward. Perez trying to find his teammate in the space, but he was shielded off. Torres doing a fine job that time. Cabatillo can't get it. So now on it is Ramos. And they go to the outlet. And that is Perez. Perez being pressured. Send it back upfield. Nicely controlling the soccer ball that time was Serta, but it went off an Eclipse player, and then it went off of his teammate up forward, Carcamo, who was pushing up and out of play. Coming out of the action now is Jimmy Fernandez for a breather. FC Heat. Fernandez up forward, and obviously his relief will be up forward. And we'll get his name as soon as he gives us a chance to. Eclipse in the back. Long ball. Trying to stretch the field out a little bit. Cortez. Drive the ball a long ways and does so. Again. Up forward. Trying to run onto it is Cabatillo, and he does find it. But his teammate lost it for a moment, but helping out is Serta. Serta in the space doing a nice job of covering to keep the attack going. Mejia. And they try to get another strike in the box. They do, but then they drop it back. Over to Cardoza. Cardoza now. Want to keep the passing game going and the possession going. On the pressure on the outside, but Toledo still hangs on. FC Heat still with the possession. Now weaving their way, sending it back. Defenders in action now. Here's Carcamo. Carcamo almost taken away, but he finds his teammate now. And he dribbles nicely. And that is Mejia sending it down into the corner. They get a chip. Try to hit it. And a goal! Go, 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 go! Eric Cavatillo puts it in the back of the net. He was in a 6-yard box. They didn't mark him, and he put it in the back of the net just to the left of keeper Ryan McCray. Beautiful play upfield as they kept things going, and they're able to find the right chip and get it to Cavatillo, who has played well in his first half, and he gets what he's been wanting, one in the back of the net. 1-0 FC Heat lead. Carcamo, Cardoza, and when you keep touching the soccer ball a la FC Barcelona, you know, you are very able to put a lot of pressure on teams, to create problems for teams when you keep that soccer ball away from them. And in this match, through most of it, the FC Heat has touched the soccer ball and have controlled the soccer ball. And if you're Simi Valley, you have to find a way to get to the soccer ball, to control it, and try and get some sustained attack. If not, the FC Heat will have an opportunity to put this one away in the W column. To the wide side, just in front of Hugo Serta, and Serta pursuing it though, and he says it's my soccer ball, and the center ref agrees as it went off of Jonathan Jaso. So 1-0 the FC Heat, and from the near side they'll throw it in. They lead 1-0 on that goal by Eric Cavatillo, the header in the back of the net. The throw in, almost where the corner is, and Cavatillo tried to hit it again, and he almost was successful. He just flew by it, and Ryan McCray able to make the save. But nice hustle by Cavatillo to try to bid in his bid for his second one of the match. FC Heat now in the attacking third again, and players there in the central as it was given away. Team that is higher ranked, the FC Heat, in the lead of the God Soccer rankings. FC Heat were the Las Vegas Thanksgiving champions back in November last year. Here's one in front of Cavatillo. He's got it, on goal! Go, 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 goal! Beautiful run by Omar Rodriguez. And Rodriguez finds Cavatillo. He runs onto it and puts it in the back of the net. And it is 2-0. And now that is a substantial lead in the world of soccer. As Cavatillo now, one short of getting what they say in hockey as the hat trick. And now, some more substitutions coming in the match for the FC Heat. As we get it restarted again. So the attack has now found the holes in the defense, and they're getting behind them, and they're putting quality shots on net. In the back is Ramos. We'll see now if the Eclipse can try and find a way to get back into this match. But early on in the first half, they're up against it, being down 2-0 and an offsides call. So they'll have the free kick, and McCray comes off his line, and he is setting it up. And McCray wants to go ahead and drive it. McCray has to be careful because he's a little bit of ways away from the line. And he drives it nicely, though, down the left flank. They have had opportunities in this match, not able to cash in, have the Eclipse. Here's an opportunity again, it's blocked, and getting to it there was Mejia sending it up forward. But they're still in their defensive half, are the Heat. Running onto it now, Serta having problems. It's taken away from him, and then now sent all the way up forward, and they have to retreat back. They get it to McCray, and McCray was a little bit lax with the way he wanted to handle that soccer ball, and it almost got taken away from him. As a keeper, you really have to be careful. You come off your line, and if you're going to help your defenders out, you better, and you are off your line and you can't touch it with your hands, you better be careful, because these players will take it away from you and they'll put it in the back of the net. Especially at this age. A lot different deal when you're much younger, but now players are so adept at foot and they can make a lot of big plays. Ramos, and touch back. And that ball is out of play. A player going down, that was Jake Galbo. Galbo going to dust himself off and get back into the action. He with the lime cleats. They throw it forward to Perez. And in that space, working hard is Juan Lopez Aguiar for the FC Heat. And he'll throw it in. No, he's going to give it up. Daniel Zinn will throw it in. So Zinn will throw it in. One of the defenders. Here's Cavatillo. Cavatillo with the right leg. Chips it into the box, and McCray is able to make the save. McCray coming off his line wisely that time. He saw Cavatillo with that soccer ball, and he wanted to make sure that the striker out of his corner of his eye was not going to have a chance. Ball goes out of play. It'll be a throw in. Simi Valley now 2-0. Time running out here in the first half. Want to try to cut the lead in half. A lot of times you see it in the Premier Leagues. You get a goal as that one is headed past the goal line, and it is off of FC Heat. If you can get a goal before the end of the first half, right before, a lot of times that momentum could change, and they ride that momentum in the second half, and the game's entirely different. And so now the corner kick by Victor Sanchez up in the air, a goal! Go, 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 goal! Jacob Cox able to get up high and put it in the back of the net to the left of the keeper, Fernando Cortez. And it is 2-1 now. So the lead now is cut in half. And that is the thing that Simi Valley Eclipse wanted, as I just mentioned, an opportunity to get back into this match. And now they have that at 2-1. And now on the near side, with it is Rodriguez. He drops it back to Torres, and Torres' pass is intercepted. And now on it is Perez. He sends an early ball now in the box, and a striker is knocked down. That's Jake Galbo, and it could be a penalty shot, and it is. Galbo, a nice run and a beautiful ball, early ball to him, and he just kept running, and he was brought down by David Carcamo, and that little bit of extra speed, the burst, was enough to draw the foul. Now, here is number 9, Angel Perez. Perez, an opportunity to get his team even in this match. When it didn't look good about 10 minutes ago, Perez to the left, and a goal! Go, 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 goal! Angel Perez, a beautiful strike, and no chance. As you saw, Fernando Cortez was frozen. He had no idea he was going to go to his right into the back of the net. And now it is 2-2. And so all the hard work that the FC Heat taking the 2-0 lead, now they find themselves back even in this match. And the Eclipse, a better frame of mind now because they feel that, yes, we've had opportunities and maybe we would be ahead. Here they come again, try to go down the central, knocked away. But they still have it now. There's Ramos. They have numbers there. And a chip now in the box. And Cortez makes the save. Shielded off was the striker at the last moment to Cortez's left. And the strikers are feeling better now. The Eclipse. Perez and Cox have got them even. But here comes the FC Heat and knocked away at the last moment as the defender gets down to the ground and sweeps the soccer ball away for the Eclipse. And that is Jose Ramos, and he is gimpy now. He had to make a big play on Hugo Serta. He could not foul him, and he had to get to that soccer ball. Otherwise, the FC Heat would have had their penalty kick try. Now Serta, service! Can't get anybody to put it in the back of the net. And Simi Valley has it. Simi Valley Eclipse in his boys under 16 match. Very exciting here in round 2, and it is going to be a free kick. The State National Cup of 2015. Greg G.K. Porter, happy to be with you up here at the SoCal Sports Complex of Cal South. And it is going to be now a free kick in their own defensive half. The FC Heat. Offsides against Simi Valley. And you see a good view of where all the cars are and to the east. And that one is right on McCray. He doesn't get the rebound. It goes over towards the right now. The FC Heats. A chip now in the box. Up high. The shot, and it just missed wide that time. Cavatillo jumping up like he was on a trampoline, trying to get to the soccer ball, and he just missed putting it to the right of Ryan McCray. And a double whistle blew. That is the end of the exciting first half of action here at the 2015 State National Cup, round 2 in a boys under 16. Hopefully you've enjoyed all of the action, and stick with us. We'll be right back with the second half right here at the SoCal Sports Complex here in Oceanside, California. Second half set to get underway. The FC Heat is going to be going from left to right on your video screen, and right to left is Simi Valley Eclipse. Shift colors for all you sailors out there, past and present. We're underway. 2-2 in the State National Cup match of 2015, right up here at the SoCal Sports Complex, the new facility that is Cal South sanctioned, up here in northern part of San Diego County. And the keeper, Fernando Cortez, sending that ball all the way down as his team took a 2-0 lead, but then got tied with the penalty shot, tying it up. And now they have to play defense again. Does Simi Valley Eclipse. And Ryan McCray seeing that one go wide. And so now it'll be a goal kick. A lot of touches and a lot of attacking in the attacking third in that first half, at least in a good lion's share of it. But it was the transition that was really requiring the attention all throughout the first half by the FC Heat. And it started to victimize them late in the first half. And the 2-2 tie. Out of their deep back. the high line. The FC Heat, they send it in the early ball in the box. Trying to stab at it that time was Jimmy Fernandez, and he could not corral it in the way in which he wanted to, and that ball went out of play off of his cleat. And so now the goal kick. And actually, that turned out to be a offsides call. So on the near side, Simi Valley trying to get something going upfield. But again, they're finding themselves defending again early on here in the second part of the match. A lot of things can happen at halftime. Coaches instructing players, you know, this is what they're doing against you, and you've got to change that in order to change the direction of this match. Otherwise known as the tale of two halves. Now the Eclipse have it as they send it forward, trying to get behind that last defender. Couldn't do it that time. Nestor Lopez on the near side. Perez, nobody there in the space. Intercepted. FC Heat. Cardoza going outside, and he almost shot that ball past Zen, but Zen able to run it down. Now Zen in the space. Nice strong stab at it. He wins it. Over to Cardoza. Cardoza's pass was intercepted, and now he wins it again. They're running onto it. The FC Heat. They change the attack to the near side. Aguiar Lopez, and then now they want to switch it. Keep them running around the width of the soccer field. But now down the central, it's intercepted. Eclipse send that ball up forward. And way off his line is Cortez. They help out his defenders. Keep that high line intact. Mejia sends it towards the box. And trying to keep it in is Jimmy Fernandez. And that ball was sent out of play. Off of Fernandez's cleat. And Simi Valley with the throw-in out of their deep back. Knocked out of play. Eclipse knocking it out. Juan Aguiar, and that ball in the corner now. The service up in the air, and Cabatillo wins it again, strikes it, and asking for a foul there was the striker there, as he saw Jose Ramos trying to swing that arm over and try to attempt to get to the soccer ball, and he went down. And but the center ref said play on in that last sequence as it went up the field. So a little bit of unfortune that time. The FC Heat, as they wanted to try to keep that attack going in the attacking third. Simi Valley. Perez drops it back. Gets it over to Galbo. Galbo down the right flank, but offsides was his intended target. So the free kick for the FC Heat, all knotted up at 2-2 here at the SoCal Sports Complex in Oceanside. Off the header, going back in their defensive half, but they're able to win it, are the FC Heat. Keep it going forward. And it is out of play, and they'll get an opportunity to throw it in as they gain some real estate down the left flank. Towards the box. Not able to win it as they were up high, but now here's a chip, and the header, and what's the call? An offsides. So a free kick now. Simi Valley, the team that came back, scored 2 goals late in that first half. But their goals were spread apart, two different players rather than the scenario that happened with the FC Heat. One player doing the honors in both goals, Eric Cabatillo. Mejia, his pass was intercepted, so back they have to retreat. And now on it is Perez. Perez sends one down on the low side, but like as if he was playing shortstop, was Fernando Cortez to make the save, making sure that that ball did not slip between his legs that time and go into the back of the net. Victor Sanchez finds a teammate there, and now onto it is Nestor Lopez. Lopez puts the ball in some space. Sanchez, and that ball is behind frame. So Sanchez had the right idea, but he just couldn't bend the ball backwards enough to really put some heat on Cortez. So the restart. FC Heat blocked nicely that time by Fontaine. Fontaine getting in front of the passing lane that time. In the back as it whizzes by Fontaine this time. On to Fernandez. And he gets that ball off to, Mejia. Mejia in the box now, and getting to it is McCray. Fernandez started all of that. Nicely done. And Mejia tried to finish it, but just could not get that ball past McCray. Here's Serta Hugo as he found his teammate, Juan Aguilar Lopez. And the ball is now going to be a free kick. Edgar Mejia, the midfielder, will take it. Mejia, who had a pretty good opportunity here a few moments ago, now is going to try it from distance with a free kick. And it's 2-2 match. Mejia pretty much straight on, a header down, and McCray able to make the save. Fernandez is up high, got some physicality on that shot. Or that attempted header, bring it down to the ground and try to get it by McCray. And now there is a warning to both teams. Fernandez not happy about that last play. And maybe doing something out of our picture in the back. Center ref noticing the action, as told by the linesman, and giving a warning to both players. No yellow or red cards in this match. Has been played pretty well by both teams. A lot of times in the second half, it gets more physical as both teams trying to win, and some things begin to happen. Have to be careful out there on the pitch. Certain amount of physicality that the center ref is going to allow you and the linesman, and then he's going to put you in the books. The pass and the header is not able to be controlled, as that one had a lot of velocity on it, and trying to get a player to head it inside the near post, and didn't work out that time. But not a bad idea by Mejia. Just had to take a little bit off that one, kind of like a pitcher who, or like a quarterback who's trying to find somebody in the end zone has got to take something off to get it in the back of the end zone for his wide receiver or his tight end. Simi Valley trying to continue to attack, and that ball's taken away by the FC Heat. Now in the central, but not able to handle it was Mejia. He's off balance. And now in the back, away from our picture, there's a whistle. Maybe a player went down. As we see there, Angel Perez trying to make sure that he is going to be able to continue on. And you see hobbling is number 18, and that's David Linares. So he roaming around in the defensive half, trying to do whatever he can to keep that ball out of the back of the net and keep the attack from being lethal. Now will come out of this match, and the way he is hobbling, he may not return. And that's going to hurt the FC Heat in this match. So they substitute for Linares, and we will mention any player that comes out on the pitch as they touch that soccer ball if you did not see him in your video picture. Eclipse up forward. They have the soccer ball. Galbo getting it back off a return pass. The 1-2 over to his teammate. And now they play like FC Barcelona, doing a fine job of that little bit of that triangle action, but didn't work out that time. But they do get it back, but only shortly, as the FC Heat regain possession, as they've had most of the possession in this match. Fernandez, beautiful, controlling the soccer ball to Mejia in the box. A save by McCray. Oh, he made a world-class save that time, as Mejia had it all teed up, and he was going to go to his left, the left of McCray, and another shot goes wide, and somehow able to get his hands on it was Ryan McCray, and saved this match from going 3-2 in favor of the FC Heat. So instead, we are at 2-2, and coming out of the match now is number 14, Juan Lopez. Aguiar coming out of the match, and he'll be replaced that outside mid area, or a player who will play in that area. We don't actually have somebody who is mentioned as an outside mid. Segura sending it forward. Onto it now is Serta. Serta, who's played well in this game. And he looked that time for Eric Torres, but it went by him. But they have it again now. They have it right outside the box, and it goes right there by Serta, but they still have it again. Onto it now is Mejia. The shot over top of frame. And they're buzzing around in that attacking third, trying to put pressure again on Ryan McCray. The same sort of thing they did in the first half to gain the 2-goal lead at one time, only to be erased late in that first half, and the game being where it's at now, 2-2. At midfield, the white with the gold numbers out of a good 30 minutes outside of Los Angeles to the west, Simi Valley. Got a couple of nieces playing for the Eagles out in that area for the first time. Eclipse now in his boys under 16 category of the State National Cup. Hobbling is a player there as he tries to go forward, as he was clipped a little bit. Here's a shot and a save by Cortez, and a bid to try to go near side, near post, and Cortez had to come up and make the save, and it cut that angle off, And it was a pretty good shot. A little bit of a rebound, but he was able to grab onto it before another player could get to it. And going back the other way, the FC Heat saying we got to put some more heat on them again, and they do that. And now they have it in the attacking third. The throw in. Fontan, or rather that was Eric Torres. Fontan, the same number for the Eclipse. Toledo, or rather that was Nestor Lopez setting it down into the box. Toledo for the FC Heat. Nestor Lopez setting it down in the box for a runner and getting back on that near side, being able to make the defensive play. And falling down, losing its balance, is Toledo. And Toledo has to be careful that time. Could have been a foul. Running on to it there, Jimmy Fernandez. And Fernandez sending him ball out wide. And they get the early ball now, down the left flank now. And they quickly get a shot towards the central there. And his teammate, Cabatillo, couldn't handle it. Oh, he had a brilliant opportunity as that ball was served accurately, and Cabatillo on the run, he just couldn't quite control it. If he controls the soccer ball, it's 3-2. Ryan McRae with an opportunity to get it restarted. And he's just fortunate thinking about that last play that Cabatillo had. He's already got 2 goals, and he nearly had the hat trick, as they say in hockey, with 3, the trifecta in this match. Toledo intercepts, sends it forward. Toledo again coming into the space and saying, I don't want you to go any further, and he heads it out of play. Eclipse now with the soccer ball on the near side. Having a lot of problems that time was Perez, but a nice play. Or rather, that was Victor Sanchez. And remember, he served that soccer ball to Jacob Cox to score that goal in the first half, right before the penalty shot of Angel Perez to tie the match. And the linesman on the far side now, who's given something there, and looks like the Eclipse are going to have a fresh player come in, and they are. In this 2-2 State National Cup match of 2015. Hopefully you have been enjoying this entire match. Boy, it's been a good one. And driving that soccer ball is Alexis Garcia. He sends it in the box. It's headed upfield as they're stiff at the top of the box. Nicely done by the FC Heat. On it there was Cabatillo, and his pass was intercepted. And it goes all the way back to Cortez. And Cortez now drives it all the way up forward. But the Eclipse is coming down in the central. As you saw, there was Jake Galbo. And now they have it with Nestor Lopez. Lopez on the near side. And it's going to be a foul as Victor Sanchez trying to get to it there. And Osil Toledo caught a piece of him. So Toledo being pressed on his near side as trying to do work there was Victor Sanchez again. Jose Ramos with a free kick. Ramos, the set piece, they're always dangerous at this part of the soccer field for the attacking team towards the defending team. A line drive, and it just went by his teammate who just came into the match. And if he gets it, big opportunity to put it in the back of the net. Now they have to deal with the transition. As going on the near side, you saw Hugo Serta. And Serta just couldn't quite get to the soccer ball that time. However, because he didn't get to it and the defender drilled it out of play, then it's going to be a throw-in on the near side. Serta throwing it in. Getting it over to Neubauer, Vickers, And a header and a goal! Goal, 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 goal! He does get that hat trick that they say in hockey. The trifecta in this match. Number 11, Eric Cavatillo. And it is 3 goals now for the FC Heat, all 3 by number 11. And they lead by 1, 3-2. Cavatillo right there where he wanted to be, and he knows he has the ability to head it in the back of the net, and he uses it to his advantage. And now here the FC Heat come again now. They want that 2-goal lead again, a shot. And Ryan McRae able to make the save on the low side. That could be the winner. Cavatillo's 3rd goal in this match. We'll have to see. As they lead by 1. And now the Eclipse know what they have to do. They've got to get better in their defensive third, especially in the 18-yard box. They have to not be victimized by that rush up the field, which they've been able to victimize the FC Heat in. And if they cannot do it, well, then it'll be a 3-2 victory, or a victory depending on how many more goals the FC Heat have in this match. But remember, they were down by 2 goals and they came back and they tied it at the end of the first half. If you just checked in. The free kick now by David Carcamo. Carcamo sending that ball forward. It was intercepted. And now he has Mejia. And a touch, quick touch by Serta to the outside. And they keep the one-touch ball going. Nicely handled. A shot out off the net. And another try by Fernandez is blocked at the last moment. Went off the hand of Ryan McRae and then off the post. Nearly a 4-2 match. McRae now wants to get the ball out of danger. And does so all the way up to midfield. But the header was nicely done to keep it in the defensive half. And a little bit of shoulder there, but no call. The throw in by the blue and white, leading by 1 goal. They have led in this game 2 times until they just recently scored and now have led for the 3rd time in this match. The chip in the box. Sent wide. Trying to get to it there is Eric Torres, and he runs onto it nicely. Good hustle by Torres. And the FC Heat continue their attack with Serta to the wide side now. They keep it going. The possession. They have the possession percentage in this match. Saved by McRae, but he loses balance. And fortunately for he, nobody in the blue and white was nearby. Nice save by Ryan McRae. He's made a few saves in this match that have kept this match close. Remember the one earlier, not so long ago, where the striker came down and he reached out with his right hand and kept that ball from going behind him in the back of the net, because that's where it was ticketed, as he had to go down to the ground. Mejia. But the blue and white still have the soccer ball. Eclipse now not taking possession. And that is always troublesome in the world's most famous sport of football. Soccer in this one. Carcamo. The outlet to the wide. Now towards the interior with Fernandez. They'll go wide again. Looking for teammates into space. Having them chase around. The Eclipse now to the wide side and a trip. And it's going to be a free kick. And let's see if it'll be a card. No, it won't be. It'll just be a free kick. But this is like a corner kick. And even a few yards closer. And if you're Ryan McRae, you're pressed into serious duty and all the defenders right now as they're trying to block this one. FC Heat in a bid to try to take a 2-goal lead. It's on the low side. It's knocked up in the air. The header just over top of frame. It was touched by the defender on the header, and then it went to Eric Torres, and Torres right there in the central of this 6-yard box, nearly connected, but it was a little bit too high on the header. A nice alert play by Torres as Ryan McCray getting the restart, but here come the FC Heat again, keeping the pressure on, and here's Toledo to the outside. Toledo to the near side of your picture, and it goes out of play. And it'll be an opportunity again for the FC Heat. As they'll set it up on the free kick, Hugo Serta setting it up, but will he strike it? Linesman making sure they're 10 yards away. It's not going to be he. It's going to be Fernandez, at a save by McCray. Hernandez said, I'll just whip this one on McCray and see if I can beat him. And that time, McCray able to get his hands on it and stop the progress of the soccer ball and didn't give up a rebound. That was key. And that ball goes out of play. And it'll be a throw-in, though, now for the FC Heat again. Continuing to work in the defensive half. The visitors from a good half an hour outside of Los Angeles. Simi Valley Eclipse. And they want to try to get things going forward. Galbo sends one down the right flank because they really haven't been in the defensive half that much in the last few minutes. And now running onto it is Segura. Sends it up forward. And they have the transition, and they're going very, very well with it down the left flank. A step over there, drops it back, finds a teammate for a shot, and he was not very accurate with that time. Might have been better served to just try to send that ball in the central of the box. And Jimmy Fernandez would have had an opportunity to get to it. So Ryan McCray kind of mopping his brow a little bit. He's been active lately. And if you're the keeper, you don't really want to be active. But if your defenders and midfielders are getting beat, then that's exactly what the case is going to be. Up in the air. Try to get to it there was Perez. He couldn't. It was taken away. Fresh player who came in, we will mention him as he touched the soccer ball, and this one is a bending ball, and he maybe thought, he being Osil Toledo, that Jimmy Fernandez was going to cut inside rather than outside. Back they come, Jake Galbo. Galbo having a hard time with it. Galbo loses balance, and he draws the foul. Jake Galbo, nice play as he continued to pursue the soccer ball, and a quick restart now. Here's Ramos, and Ramos sends one just wide of frame. But at least they got a shot towards the net, and they haven't had that in a number of minutes here in the second half. At least probably about close to 10 minutes in the second half. And that's not a good thing if you're the FC Heat, if you're the Simi Valley Eclipse. And it's a good thing for the FC Heat. But remember, they came on towards the end of the first half. Did Simi Valley, and will they do the same thing here towards the end of the match? Ball out of play, it'll be a throw-in. As the wind blows there, the Cal South flag. The bear representing the state of California. See all the cars over there? And not too far in the foreground is a, I believe it's a golf course. And to the near side, intercepted. Simi Valley trying to win possession. They couldn't. And down the central, trying to do something that time was Omar Rodriguez. but that didn't work out. However, they still have possession in the defensive half of Eclipse. Simi Valley now gaining possession back. They want to do that because they have had a lot of possession given away in this match. Not able to keep up with the possession time. And the FC Heat, therein lies the story in this match, why they lead 3-2. That's a good part of the story. And of course, the other part of it is number 11, Eric Abatil. And now is going to be a free kick. Center ref setting it up for Hugo Serta. And Hugo sees all his teammates off to the left there. And McRae directing traffic. Serta is going to go in that direction. And it's knocked down there by Jimmy Fernandez. And went all the way back upfield. And that's dangerous because you got to race back there. And Simi Valley is going to utilize that and their advantage. Angel Perez. And Perez has it again. He goes out to the wide side now. He's got a teammate who's there right outside the box. He beats a defender, accelerates, and a save. And let's see. It's going to be an offsides call. Nice save by Cortez. And a good rush up the field. And again, I mentioned throughout this match, it's been the Cortez problem that he's had to deal with that Simi Valley has utilized at times to their advantage. Eclipse. Touch there of Ramos. They gain possession as they collect out of their defensive half. Now to Galbo, just past the center circle. He gets a runner now into the box, but he was shielded off. Nicely done by Eric Torres. Torres kept him to the outside, not able to run onto the soccer ball. Back the other way, and intercepted there in the back by Simi Valley. And they're getting more of an opportunity to go forward. Here's Cox. Cox now, who scored one of the goals off of a header. Jacob Cox now cuts it back. Cox now is left-footed strike. He finds Galbo on the backside. Galbo now and off the side of the net. Galbo wanted to keep that ball in the field of play right there at the corner of the 6-yard box where he had a couple of teammates. But not able to do so that time. His balance victimizing him that time. And so now, Fernando Cortez, who's being a little bit more pressed into duty here in the last few minutes, is the Eclipse doing what you would call a counter punch in the world of boxing. The throw in the back. Serta and his teammate Toledo trying to go upfield, but to no avail. And now Simi Valley Eclipse with an opportunity, down by 1. Urgency time is into play here if you're Eclipse. And a substitution is going to be made for Jimmy Fernandez. Fernandez has been nicked through this match. And now they get a fresh player in. Does the FC Heat. In his 3-2 match, Simi Valley trying to keep pressure on in the attacking third. Alexis Garcia, the throw-in. And it is intercepted. Now let's see, the player down right now. The FC Heat. And that is, as you see, Hugo Serta. And Serta smarting, and he's played very, very well in this match for the FC Heat. And if you're the FC Heat out of Escondido, to the inland here in the North County of San Diego. You don't want to lose number 17 for very length of time. And he's going to come out. And we'll see if he comes back in. Going to try to shake it off, but in the meantime, his teammates are going to have to rally behind him. Possession will go back to FC Heat. Simi Valley Eclipse not really liking that decision by the center ref. Nevertheless, it goes all the way up forward to midfield, headed right back down to the defensive line of the FC Heat. And they send it forward. Bunch of players into space. And now running onto it there is Tyler Foster, who just came into the match. He came in for Fernandez. And that ball is knocked out of play. The throw in by Garcia, and at the central, it goes all the way over to Miguel Ramos. And that ball is sent down the wide and out of play as they try to get the attack going to the wide side and try to get something going. Down 3-2. Every possession that Simi Valley has to be calculated, has to be one of a design to get that ball into the back of the net. As the sands of the hourglass running out on this match. And in the case of this match, not an hour, is 80 minutes of this match. So the sands of the 80-minute glass running out. And now smarting is Eric Cabatillo. Cabatillo, who the Eclipse have seen create a lot of problems for them in this match. And not worried about him being slowed up a little bit. And Cabatillo says, I'm not slowed up, I'm going down that left flank, but couldn't hold on to the soccer ball. And the throw in now. And it is going to be an opportunity for Simi Valley Eclipse. So the Eclipse with a free kick in their back, in their defensive half, that is. And they try and move the ball up forward now. Onto the near side with it is Garcia. Garcia sends that ball down to central. They quick touch the wide there as Galbo tried to run onto it. He could not. Is intercepted and sent forward on a bending ball, but Cabatillo saw that ball whiz right by him. And he being hobbled a little bit, was not able to even have a chance of stopping that soccer ball and keep it going forward. So now his teammates have to play defense at a shot, and Cortez is able to make the shot. Save off the shot from distance. And so now it will be a goal kick as that ball sent forward. And the FC Heat now trying to do some things here. Trying to go forward, but it's taken away by the Eclipse. And off the spinorama that time. Here's Galbo now. Galbo now has that soccer ball. Jake sends it out to the wide. He's got a teammate who runs onto it now. And they send it back to Galbo. Galbo's nice pass to the interior, and it was taken away. He just got a little bit forward of his teammate. He had a great opportunity that time. They have it again. Here's the Eclipse on the tackle. Center ref says play on now as the FC Heat playing defensively now. They have it to the near side. It is blocked, but it goes over to Serta. Serta sends it on the wide now, trying to get a striker to run onto it. Now to have been Torres, who running up. He's streaking up from the back, but he just could not get to that ball. Boy, he was running with a head of steam, but that ball was way too far in front of him. But good hustle by number 20, Eric Torres, to run into the play. Serta finds a player there in the space, and he can't keep going forward as they tighten up on Cardoza. Cardoza, nice little run. And Cardoza stabs the soccer ball nicely, but can't keep the player from the Eclipse from getting to it. So they win it anyway, though. And now here's a perfect opportunity. A shot and a save by McCray. Tyler Foster was free for a moment, but he couldn't get the shot that he wanted to get it by McCray. So they have to tighten up in the back now as that ball was sent all the way up forward in the attacking third for the Eclipse. But running onto it now is Serta. Serta at midfield. Serta on the wide side as they get in the defensive half of the Eclipse. And that is the double whistle. The final score in this match. The blue and white of Escondido, the FC Heat, the team that is ranked higher at 13th in the boys under 16 rankings via Got Soccer, winning this match on the 3 goals by Eric Cavatillo. And he getting the winning goal over the Simi Valley Eclipse. We hope you enjoyed all the action here at the SoCal Sports Complex here in the north part of San Diego County, Oceanside. Take care of yourself. As I always say, God bless, and we hope to see you next time. Don't forget to save this one on the hard drive. Bye now.